Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're going to talk Batman number 57, and this is a perfect example of why I'm so iffy on Tom King's run on Batman. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're going to talk about the newest issue of Batman, number 57, written by Tom King and art by Tony Daniel, his inker and his colorist. I think Tomu Mori is the colorist. I don't know who inks him. Anyway, this issue came out Wednesday, and it's the last part of the Return of the KG Beast arc that Tom King's done. Is it an arc? I don't know. It's only 3 issues. But it is Tony Daniel doing all the art on these 3 issues, and Tony Daniel is one of my favorite artists. I think he's got a dynamicism and a style that I don't see sometimes, but he's also, one of the artists that I love that has some flaws, I think. Sometimes his characters may look a little flat against the backgrounds. Sometimes there's not a whole lot of depth that you can perceive through stuff. So, but I still like him. I still love his run on Teen Titans. Still loved his run on The Flash, even though it was Bart Allen. That last little 6 issues there. Loved his run on Batman and Detectives and stuff like that. So I like Tony Daniel as an artist. He's not the best artist, but who is? Anyway, Batman number 57, written by Tom King, is the last part of this KG Beast arc. So we saw Batman, a little bit of background. KG Beast is the guy in, I don't think I've even read the original story he appeared in. I think it's called Knights of the Beast or Night of the Beast. He's a Russian assassin that has like a gun arm, or did or does, and Batman fights him in the 80s in the whatever series issues these, whatever this took place in, and basically like left him for dead kind of thing. He was hurt, he left him for dead, he shut a door in the sewer or something like that, and we never saw of him again until the next time we saw him, that kind of thing. So anyway, he's presumed dead, but he comes back here in these 3 issues, I think from 57, 56, 54. But at the beginning of 54, he shot Nightwing in the head, and that was a pretty dramatic thing, but it's not really followed up on in these issues so far, maybe in the next one in 58. But apparently that's going to be some big traumatic thing for Nightwing, like he's already forgotten, total amnesia from getting shot in the head and surviving. Total amnesia, doesn't remember who he is, just knows he has these skills of martial arts and beating people up, that kind of stuff. But he wants to change his name, and he doesn't want to be Nightwing anymore. I don't know, we'll find out how that goes. But anyway, so the last 2 issues have been Batman looking for KG Beast. Last issue was like Batman looking for the Beast, and then the Beast talking to his dad in Russia, in like Siberia, I think, and ultimately killing his dad. This issue is Batman finally catching up to the Beast and, basically beating the snot out of him. Sounds cool, right? Right. Except when you open this issue, I don't know whether it was the first page or the second page, there's a beautiful page by Mark Buckingham of Fables fame, and it's telling this fable, this tale of these fox, a rabbit, a dog, and something else going down into a pit, and basically the fox telling everybody else that they need to eat the weaker ones to fill the strong ones, and then it's like him and the pig that's last. Then he convinces the pig that he's eating himself, and the pig eats himself, then the fox eats the pig. What does that have to do with the story? Absolutely nothing. In fact, at the end of the book, you find out that it's Thomas Wayne reading this weird story to young Bruce Wayne. Does it have anything to do with KG Beast? Not that I can tell. Beautifully illustrated, and it's like 8 pages out of this 20 and 22 page issue. Does it have anything to do with the fight? KG Beast? No. Nope. It's all caption boxes and stuff, and some of that trickles over to the fight with Batman, things like that. But when you actually get to the fight with Batman, it's practically a silent issue. This could be the 2000 and, I don't know if it was 1 or 2002 issues of Marvel Comics when they did the Nuff Said month. Instead of Nuff Said and there being no balloon boxes in this issue, this would be like the or the issue. because every balloon box is HH or HM. So it's just like HH, what is that? Like it's just pants, breathy pants, panting. It doesn't make sense. You're not saying anything. I would rather get like a oof or an ouch. You know, you can go watch the Batman animated or 60s TV show and get all those different sound effects and stuff that you want when somebody's hitting you. So, because of that, half the issue is really nicely illustrated and does tell a story. The other half tells a story visually and is nicely illustrated, but doesn't tell you anything in words. It's just purely a fight scene. And I think because it took all of 5 minutes to read, I really was upset. It seems like every other issue that Tom King puts out in Batman takes 5 minutes to read. And I'm like, well, that's a waste of $3. Beautiful art. I can go look at the art again, but I'm mainly reading comic books for good stories. And Tom King delivers half of the time. This one, I don't think was a good story at all. I would have rather had, if you're going to have, 10 pages of fight scene and 10 pages of story, then give me the 10 pages of fight scene, put it up front, put it in back or whatever, but start the next part of the story. Intermingle it. I don't care. But don't give me this weird fable stuff that doesn't even make sense. It's not even a callback to the beginning of the issue, much less 2 issues before when this arc started, as far as I know. But I've read all the issues. I don't remember anything about a fable story and a pig. It's weirdly placed. It's odd. I don't know if you're going to call back to it later, but it doesn't make me feel like I'm spending my money on something worthwhile. And that's my biggest complaint with the issue. If Batman and KG Beast were fighting and having a conversation, as is what happens most of the time in superhero comic book fights, I would be totally fine. But the fact that it's just word balloons with 2 letters in them makes me feel like you're robbing me of something. You're robbing me of my time and my money. And, frankly, I don't want to like an issue drawn by Tony Daniel as much as I do this issue. It's a perfectly fine art issue by Tony Daniel. He does a great job. I love the way he draws Batman. But the fact that there's nothing in it makes me angry and resentful. So that's my rant on Batman number 57. I'm not going to say buy it because I think it's a waste of time. Go flip through it in the comic store and then put it back. You'll save yourself $3. So thanks, Tom King. Maybe the next one's got words in it. Let's find out. As always, you guys can like, comment, share down below. Let me know what you thought of this issue, or are you liking Tom King's run on Batman or not? And as always, I will see you guys in the funny pages.